G'day and welcome to Game 2 between Execration and NeonEsports in this lower bracket elimination of TI11 Southeast Asian Regional Qualifiers. Execration have taken Game 1 with a fairly dominant display with a timing-based push, including a Visage, Undying, and Marcy. And Neon now have to win this game to stay in the TI qualification race. If they do lose here, they are done. Out. Removed. TI Dream is dead for another year.
10 seconds.
First bans, Earthshaker and Enigma will be taken out from Execration. Neon will decide to remove the Batrider and the Marcy. Not having a Marcy in that game again. They saw the Marcy plus the Birds were just a little bit too much. But strong lockdown being banned in this first phase. Undying, first pick again from Execration. They ran it as POS 5 in that game 1. Probably expect that they would do it again. Unless they want to try and catch Neon off with a bit of a surprise pick here.
Dire team pick.
Chen.
They go back for the Chen. Has been ignored a little bit in the first phase of late. But this time will be grabbed first, so looking for that strong amount of sustain, good in lane, keep your carry topped up and safe. So you generally want to pick a carry with a Chen that's going to excel with the early game, a good early game that can transition into farming later. So I'm thinking of your Terrorblades, your Lunas, heroes that will do well with those early levels and transition that into early farm.
Remaining.
Dawnbreaker is the second pick on NeonEsports. More than likely, I'd be thinking that's an offlane Dawn. And you know, if you start to pair another stun or slow with that lane, that's very, very powerful. Dawnbreaker level 2 is one of the scariest things you'll ever see in a game of Dota, because the amount of damage that comes out is just a little bit unnatural. Razor grab for Execration, so looking to counter the physical damage right clicks that will be coming from NeonEsports, presumably from their POS 1 pick a little later on. I will say though that the Dawnbreaker and the Chen provide lots and lots of heals. So you've got 2 global heals, burst plus tick heals, plus a mech if you're around. So that's like 3 big heals to keep alive someone really important on your team of NeonEsports. The question is going to be, who in their draft is going to be the big person they want to keep alive and put in the front line? The other consideration is, what do you want to pair up with aggressively? Not just defensively with this Solar Guardian, but aggressively. What hero do you want to try and chain stun with that Dawnbreaker through? You know, Mars is an obvious one. You get that set up and away you go. But Mars is sort of already an offlaner and you've got Dawnbreaker as an offlaner. But you can run Dawn as support. Or in the mid lane. Dawn's been run pretty much everywhere. Maybe you haven't seen it as POS 1, but certainly I think in every other position. So a little bit early in the draft to see where they want to put that, and just think you do want to have an aggressive play with the Dawnbreaker and not just leave it as purely defensive. Because the stun is rarely going to have an effect if it's purely defensive, because BKBs will come out. Execration ban out the Faceless Void and the Beastmaster, once again removing more of that strong lockdown, AoE and single target. Neon, get rid of the Primal Beast and Timbersaw. So the Timbersaw ban, it's a bit like a Viper ban. You know, when you ban Timber, certain heroes do come to mind that you might be wanting to play core. Pudge is one of them. Bristle is another. Maybe even like a CK. All these sort of strong POS 1 strength heroes. So I am interested to see where Neon go with this draft, because they banned the Timber, but then also the Primal Beast. So they've eliminated that themselves from their own picks. This is odd, because when you ban Timber, you're thinking I'll pick like a strength-based lineup. Maybe like a Lifestealer. But these strength-based cores are generally countered quite hard by Razor. So I don't know if Neon have thought that through, or they've got a plan for this draft. Obviously, they have a plan. I'm not saying they don't, but just the ban sequencing there is a little bit interesting, and what they're trying to achieve by those bans. Shadow Shaman will be the second phase pick for Neon.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So strong lockdown. I mean, the Beastmaster and the Bat have already been banned. So Shadow Shaman is one of those other heroes that you get that Blink Dagger and Blink Hex and Shackle can hold someone down for a very long time and allow the damage to come through. Execration actually take the Elder Titan. So this would indicate ET and the Undying are the supports. So we've got a couple of core picks left to come. The only question is, where is this Razor going? I think it's going to be a Tino Razor in the offlane. So we're looking for a Bob and Palos hero last two. They ran that Necrophos really well. Sort of interested to see if they pull that out again anytime. "40 seconds left of reserve time for Execration.
Dire team
They will pick up their fourth, and it's Kunkka. Hey, I mean, with the Timbersaw band down on the side of Neon, Execration have seen that as a go signal to grab their strength heroes themselves. Elder Titan and Kunkka. So Kunkka mid, Razor then probably in the off lane.
10 seconds
We have seen Kunkka run in the safe lane, so something to maybe consider. Storm Spirit picked up from Neon. Little Yeti, thank you so much for the 30 bits. Appreciate it so much. Storm Spirit very strong at trying to get to a backline, but at the moment, who is the backline that you want to get on top of here? Is it the Undying before he gets the Tombstone down? That's probably the prime target. I mean, can you burst through these other heroes with the zip in? It's going to be difficult. Razor's going to have tanky items. Elder Titan and Kunkka are naturally, going to have a high HP pool. So it's a bit rough to see where this Storm Spirit is going to go. Maybe it just looks to combine with the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman can hunt around the map, get the Hex and the Shackle, and then just follow up with a long zip in from the Storm Spirit. That seems fairly reasonable as well. I mean, Storm by any stretch of the imagination is pretty strong mid either way, but is quite weak before level 6. Get yourself a cone for Macca's. Thank you, Little Yeti. Appreciate it. I'm not sure they're 30 cents anymore, though. I think the price has increased. I'd have to go back to the 1990s to remember when they were 30 centers. Ursa and Morphling last stage bans for Execration. NeonEsports take out the Anti-Mage and the Lena. I guess just banning the Anti-Mage because you picked a Storm. Fair enough. You don't want to get Anti-Mage last pick here, but it'd be... You almost want them to pick Anti-Mage. I wasn't trying to bait a donation, but thank you so much.
5 seconds remaining.
Thank you. The last picks here, it's likely to be a safe lane of Execration. Alos's hero. "17 seconds left. They will pick the Alchemist." Okay, so they want to be a little bit greedy early, but then really accelerate in that early mid game into the mid game and have a strong timing then. So not terribly different than their previous draft. Little Yeti, calm down. Calm down. I see you there. See you there. Last pick from NeonEsports, probably their safe laner as well. Fortune Soul's hero. They went for the Bristleback last game. It's probably not really the pick this game with the Razor already there. Got a minute to think about it. I will just say thank you. I really appreciate Little Yeti 7, the biddies, and the support. It really does mean the world to me. I appreciate it. I will just say though, and I say this hesitantly, Bloodseeker will be the last pick. Okay. Favor Execration in this draft. I don't think Bloodseeker last pick's very good. Tiga biddies. Yeah. Thank you. Once we're into the game, I've left all notifications and everything on at the moment. But if you can probably just do all that sort of stuff, like outside, if you're going to do sound alerts, particularly when I'm casting, probably try and keep it outside of the cast. Like this is okay in the draft at the moment. This is fine. But once we're into the cast, I know my videos are being used by some YouTubers who are using for highlight videos, and I'm just a little bit aware of trying to be some way courteous to them. That's all. Of course, if I was just playing a normal stream when I'm just playing and screwing around and doing my own thing, I don't really care when anyone uses stuff anytime. That's fantastic. I love it. But yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit courteous to anyone. The few YouTubers that have contacted me and are using the casts for their highlight videos for these professional games. Stretch, Tetra, etc. I will right before this game. I gotta get ready for it. Righto, here we go. Will Execration be knocking out NeonEsports? I have a suspicion they may.
Prepare for battle.
You get my points here.
I see for you a future full of death.
Okay, so both teams smoked up, heading to the bottom side of the map actually. Palos just staying on the high ground, trying to break a smoke. He's pretty tanky, has the level in Unstable Concoction if he needs to try and escape with that. Unstable Concoction does also give the move speed bonus 4% at level 1, so not something to be ignored. It's something little, but might just help you to even run away underneath your tier 1 tower, pop that concoction and sort of run. Still standing up here. The ward vision is down, so they might see them. See where that ward vision catching to. They're standing right outside of it. Little Yeti, have a wonderful sleep, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful night. And thanks for dropping by. Hope you might come back and watch some more Dota someday. It's a great game. The best video game there is. So runes will be 2 apiece, and we'll be heading into our lanes. The mid lane will be Bob on the Kunkka, laning up against Avatar Mods Storm Spirit for Neon. In the safe lane of Execration, Palos is on the Alchemist, being supported by Vincenzo on the 5 Undying. They'll be laning against Playhard on the Shadow Shaman, and Rue on the 3 Dawnbreaker. In the top lane, Tino will be handling the off-lane Razor, supported by Shanks on the Elder Titan. He's laning against Fortune Soul on the 1 Bloodseeker, and C on the 5 Chen. Trying to help this Bloodseeker get off to a very good start. So this bottom lane is going to be very, very scary for Execration once Enru hits level 2. Celestial Hammer plus Starbreaker is so much damage. Followed up with an Nether Shock and maybe a Shackles, and that's a dead Undying. Even maybe, you can be careful, Vincenzo. This lane is not mucking around. Top lane, Static Link does come out with the Ancestral Spirit. Astral Spirit. Ancestral. Astral. And got a little bit of harass. Helping him lane a little bit easier against that safe lane of Neon. Early last hits in the mid lane. Avatar Mod actually doing quite well. 8-2 to 6-1. on Bob. The Tidebringer, once it starts to level up, will really start to cause issues for this Storm in terms of the harass that's coming out. Damage onto Palos, actually falling through. They have the stun. Oh, they don't commit underneath the tower. He takes 2 tower hits anyway. That was their timing. Playhard was on it. I think the call was as soon as we hit level 2, we go for that kill, but Enru just didn't quite follow up as fast as Playhard was thinking, and now they're a little bit low on mana, not having the combo, so this timing of this level 2 lane for Neon has been spoilt a little bit, and they won't get everything out of it that they want. Mid lane, Tidebringer is now level 2, and it's the cooldown and increased damage will really start to build up on Avatar mod. Once he hits level 6, he'll be fine, but until that point, Kunkka should start to take over the lane a little bit more. No first blood just yet. Less than a 1k lead to Neon early in the laning phase. Silence does come out, but misses on both Shanks and Tino. Bob has a Quelling Blade. We'll get the stun here. A little bit of damage there from the Tidebringer. Force Bob to eat up the tree. And Vincenzo, with the lack of mana on Playhard, he knows he can just be aggressive. Like, there's no mangoes, there's no clarity here. He doesn't even have for one spell. He can just keep walking in. Playhard's obviously got the right clicks. He's not to be, 78 damage. Not to be underestimated, but still. Vincenzo's just walking at Enru, pushing him back. Stupendous. Shanks, oh, it'd be a lot of damage from that. We'll just come through and hit the Chen. Maybe hit Fortune Soul as well. Vincenzo's still just zoning out Enru. Playhard sort of letting his Dawnbreaker be zoned. Happy to get a little XP himself. But Alchemist Palos having a pretty good start to this game. Channeling up the stun. Palos, he will throw it. Vincenzo's gone for the level 2 in Decay now, actually. Look at that, he's getting good value out of that Decay. 2-man Decay, we'll just walk through. Can't get the Courier, oh no. Doesn't get it. We'll get the damage onto Playhard. Pops the Fairy Fire. And the stun comes through from the Fairy... from the Starbreaker, but it might just be a turnaround on Andrew. They get a max channel, and that'll be first blood to Palos. Perfect start for this Alchemist in the safe lane. I mean, they just got a little aggressive. They thought they had the damage for this Undying, but with the strength stacks, he's got 20 decay. 20 extra strength. He was just a little tankier than they anticipated, and they just missed their timing on that level 2.
Genius.
Misusing their mana and then not sending out more regen. They just couldn't really deal with that, and Execration had punished that in the lane. In the top lane, Chen, 1 level in Defiant Favor, just keeping Fortune Soul reasonably healthy. Static Link means that Fortune Soul does struggle to come up in this top lane and contest the wave too often. Bob level 3 in the Tidebringer now. We'll just, force Storm off to the jungle. So with that level 3 in Tidebringer, Avatar mod says, no, I've had enough. I am heading out. So he comes through the slow Celestial Hammer. There's it. Another Decay. 2-man. Starbreaker is there. We'll get the Tombstone down. There's going to be a max stun here over onto Playhard. The damage is going to come out with the Acid, and Enru under the effect of the Acid Spray as well. Might just get some more damage. Chen dies on the top lane as this is happening. So 2 deaths on the side of Neon. Execration picking up around the map, and Palos, that's 2-0 on this Alchemist now, and with the level in Grieval's Greed, he will just get stronger and stronger. Max up that Acid Spray, get more gold. Scaling doesn't appear to be stopping. X-Mark coming through on the Storm. He's not at level 6. Vincenzo's here as well. Has the Decay, but in fact they turn around on a Playhard and decide that that's the kill they want. Torrent comes through and they collect. Level 6 is now available. On the Storm, zips over, gets that regen rune. That's probably the perfect one for a Storm Spirit. Top lane, Tino is still chasing over on a Fortune Soul. That Thirst will give him enough movement speed to run away. And Rue, under the level 3 Acid Spray, just can't contest the wave really. you run into that acid spray, you take a lot of damage. Even the creeps hitting you under that negative armor effect, it start to add up. Top lane, Butchin Soul's TP back in. He's only level 4 currently, so he's really struggling. Stuns from Chen. 3 boulder tosses on Tino. He says thank you. Walk away. But with no follow-up, the Chen really can't get any solo kills there without maybe a +1 or +2 on that Razor. He is relatively quick with the 1 point in the Storm Surge early on in the boots, 344 movement speed. Alice is just playing inside the acid spray, but with the stun and the storm rotation, that's a dead Palos on this Alchemist. So good little rotation there from Storm. And as cool guys don't look at explosions, he just walks away while he's still being pulled in with the Vortex.
Dire's middle tower is under
Mid tower under threat. Bob's here, has boat once again. But it's hard to get the catch on Avatar mod now that he has the zip. And just dodge that pullback. But Chen on the other hand, see, he cannot. X, is he coming through in time? Not quite. He just dodges up to the north side with nighttime. He didn't quite catch where he was at. Thought he might have been further down to the left, but C went up instead of across, and Kunkel will just start clearing out the creeps. Might switch over the net worth to see. Yeah, the Alchemist is actually at the top. Pops out the Chemical Rage, so Enru is baited to use that stun. And now the concoction is being charged. It will be tossed. Is there enough damage? The TP is coming in from Bob. Torrent just misses. Doesn't quite catch Enru on this Dawnbreaker. But the 2-man rotations here play hard. They see the Kunk get the Hex with the Shackle. Follow-up stun comes out. Avatar mod. There is the ulti coming in. And the lockdown will be there. Enru catching this Kunker. Chemical Rage actually runs out. Palos, they're body blocking him. Trying to walk through. The illusions can't get the job done either. But the Tombstone's down. There is a 2-man stomp. Another toss coming out, catches on 2. Shanks has a fair bit of damage. He will beat down, and Rue might be in trouble as well. Under the effects of the acid spray, and Elder Titan Shanks comes through and cleans up with the Astral Spirit damage. Level 3, so got good value out of that one.
Stupendous.
Catching this Obs Wood. Very nicely done there from Palos. 136 gold into his pocket. Mech almost ready on C. 215 gold away. Butchin Soul working towards the Maelstrom. Will have it soon enough. We're about to continue his farming. At an increased speed. And Enru pretty happy with that first ulti of the Solar Guardian. You always want to make something happen out of your first ultimate, particularly if it's a fairly long cooldown one, 120 seconds on this Solar Guardian. So if you don't really get anything out of that, it feels pretty bad, but killing off the mid, the Kunker, certainly worth it. And Palos is still scaling. Now the level 2 in Greevil's Greed. Haste Rune, followed up by Bob. On bottom lane, Vincenzo did commit to try and secure a rune if it was there and dies to the last right click. That will probably give them the idea that there is vision on the high ground here. Top lane. Fortune Soul has been found. Drops a Rupture, but with the boat coming through and the link, Torrent's follow-up, he's just dead. There's no way he's getting out of that. Tino will just sit still for the time being and head back to farming the wave. And Kunker, he didn't even use the haste rune. He still has it bottled up, so Bob in very good position in this top wave to push and be relatively safe. Unless he gets chain stunned by the Shadow Shaman, he can't just run away. Shanks has the level 6. Earth Splitter is ready. And mech's coming out for C, so they might just try and do a bit of a push here with the mech up and available. Catapult wave coming through. They will get the last hit. Avatar mod secures that one. And good little timing there from Neon just to get this mid tower combined with the catapult push. And bottom lane as well, catapult's hitting. Gotta be careful, these catapults do a lot of damage, and Rue might just cut the wave. I think he's thinking about, yeah, to cut that wave, pull it over the creep camp. We'll just do a little bit of farming. It's just a 1 here for now, but correctly. Soul Guardian, top lane. Will come through, gets the stun onto Tino. Follow-up damage. The Razor will fall. Tombstone's on the deck. Palos, he's TP'd out. The Tombstone will just be 150 plus gold. Vincenzo, with the decays, is trying to live a little bit longer, but won't come out. X-Mark onto the Chen. Boat following. Aren't ready as well, and Palos, with the damage of the stun, will mean he can get that last hit. Double braces on Enru. Going to be quite tanky in this early game, but with the Soul Ring has the ability to keep farming around the map. Keep spamming out those spells. And while the ultimate's on cooldown, he doesn't really want to be involved really in a team fight. Wants to just split the map, get as much levels and gold as he can while it's on cooldown, and then look to link up with the team immediately once he has it ready. Earth Split hasn't been yet used. Just a 1 point in the Echo Stomp. You really want the 2 points, I think, to set up the Earth Splitter perfectly. It's a 2.72 second implode delay, so generally the 1 second sleep duration isn't quite enough. You want the 2 seconds just to ensure it, and you can get everyone inside that with the Earth Splitter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Some stacks here for Palos. Level 2 in Grievel's Greed has got the Sacred Relic, moving towards the Radiance quite quickly. 6.5k gold, but hasn't really got the lead you'd expect from an Alchemist. You sort of want more. Avatar Mod just zipping into the mid lane, scaring Bob. Giving a little bit of a fright. There's a Storm Spirit around, but he's perfectly safe with the X mark. Pulls himself back. Thinking about stacking this again. No, they want to hit it. So Bob will start hitting these creeps. Not wanting to get stolen. Of course, the Kunkka is very good at taking stacks with that Tidebringer. You can see getting all that splash damage onto the creeps, and Kunkka's going to scale with that reasonably well. Actually, they get the Elder Titan, Avatar Mod, and play hard with the lockdown of the level 3 Hex and level 3 Shackles. So not looking to go into the Ether Shocks really past that level 1. And with that, look at the duration. It's 2.75 plus 4.25. I mean, that's what, 7 seconds? 7 seconds of hard lockdown from the Shadow Shaman? That's a lot. There's no way the Elder Titan's making out of that. And as I sort of called out in the draft, the Storm Spirit can just make some nice long zips if the Shadow Shaman gets a catch, knowing that they're not really going to be escaping anytime soon. Dawnbreaker has the ulti online. It is only level 1 still. But with that, the team makes a rotation. 2-man smoke. Knowing that the Solar Guardian is ready, Silence comes out onto Palos. There's the Solar Guardian. Will follow up with the stun and the Hex, and that is a dead Alchemist. And the Storm will just run himself away. Pops the regen rune, and he might be looking to fight again. They'll think Avatar Mod has low mana, but he's just baiting it out at the moment into Fog. As the regen rune running, zip in, will go. Keeping back top. And TP is across. Trying to find Tino. Go again. Tumblers to it. Gets Tino a little further away. Zips in. It's a third full long zip. I mean, Storm Spirit, he has so much damage. Can Tino turn this around? He has the suck, but it's not enough. The mana was there from Avatar Mod. I mean, I know the regen rune was running, but still, that was a lot of zips in a row. Back to bottom. Stomp comes out. There are Mass Serpent Words. Undying. He's being caught. He's not going to get a chance to get down the Tombstone level 3. Playhard has been caught by the X. Brought back. Boat stun will be there, and the Torrent follow-up. Meanwhile, on the top side of the river, the Alchemist dies again. That was even with Berserkers or with Chemical's Rage on. Still not getting towards that Radiance, and it's looking bad for Neon. I've said it once, I'll say it 10 times. If you are even, or even just a little bit ahead with an Alchemist draft, then you are losing. And certainly by extension, if you are behind in net worth with an Alchemist draft, you are certainly losing. Now, you have to wonder how Palos got to this point. He had such a good early game in this bottom lane with the Undying, was completely untouched really on the lane and had himself a little bit of kill involvement. I think he had just 2-0-0 early stage. Now he's 3-3-2. Certainly good that it's 3-3-2, not 3-2-2. Although it was 3-2-2, probably not that long ago. Bob has the BKB in 300 gold, so we'll be working towards that quite quickly. Dawnbreaker, if he shows on this top lane against Shanks, Bob will come through and clean up the wave. Dawnbreaker looking to build into physical damage. Wants the Desolator with the shard. Zip comes through. They found Undying. He tries to go invisible, but not fast enough. The fade delay isn't there. There actually wasn't any detection out. I think he pinged it, but fade delay was just expiring when that level 1 Ether Shock came out and yoinked the last bit of damage on that kill. Radiance is here now on Palace. BKB worked on next, but it's at this sort of time you want the Radiance and the BKB. The Alchemist is so far behind in their farm. Fortune Soul looking to have a BKB as well, so Fortune Soul's BKB is going to come online before the Alchemist. Now that's pretty scary. 4-man smoke. Will be illusions, but Avatar Mod is hanging around. If they catch the storm, it's not really a catch. You can't just zip away. Alos farming up. They're sort of protecting him with this smoke. They know how important it is that he gets a little bit of time in the jungle. Get out the DD room. Bob does grab it just in time. But into the Roche Pit go Neon. With the Mass Serpent Woods, they have the creeps. The skeletons are in there. Fortune Soul, but it is scouted out. Stomp will come through. Catches play hard. C does just hurricane himself over the edge of the pit. Ice Armor is through. Are they going to try and fight this? I don't think they will. It's too late. It's going to be an Aegis on Avatar Mod. And they immediately smoke. They want to look for more. Execration, you gotta be careful. Side of Neon are hunting. Play hard. No Blink Dagger yet, but about 600 gold away, and all of a sudden nowhere on this place, on this map will be safe. Play hard, he's so close to Palos. You can sense it. The zip might be there. Don't have the vision, but now they catch him. Silence comes through. Bob, they get the boat through on Palace, will be fine. The run buff is there. Tombstone up on the high ground, zipping up. They will get the kill on the tomb. That did just slow them down. BKB though on Fortune Soul. He's just gone straight through. There's the Earth Splitter. It's not quite enough to bring him down. Fortune Soul, he's still fighting. Vincenzo, the three of them, they're trying to fight up against this Bloodseeker. But he's just healing through at the thirst. They pull him back in with the stun and he will go down. Storm zipping through, catches the Vortex onto the Undying. Will he have an item to save himself? No, the invisibility doesn't come fast enough. Now, that fight, turns out pretty well for Neon. The Storm lives, but both cores go down on either side. It could have been better for Neon, and it could have been better for Execration. Certainly, if the start of the game, if you're Execration, you're asked, 20 minutes in with your Alchemist draft, would you like to be 3k gold behind and taking a 4-for-3 fight in the enemy's advantage? And you say, well, absolutely not. I don't want to take that trade at all. But considering the situation they're in with their Alchemist draft, it's not terrible. It could have been a lot worse for them. Bob will just X himself in, try and clear this creep wave, but Dex will run out even though he's silenced and will get pulled back to his original location. Kille, welcome into the stream. Learning curve for this game seems so immense. It is. But it's excellent if you can get to the point where you understand what's going on and can enjoy it. Which is the point I'd like to think I'm at. Storm TPing top, does have the zip, Soul Ring pops, and they find Palace again. The silence comes through, and with the damage from the Starbreaker, Desolator, he gets up a stack, and this Alchemist is dead again. He's just not getting far enough ahead. Bottom lane, Execration thinking about taking a fight without the Alchemist, but the Solar Guardian is online. He's in the top lane. Here comes the silence. It might actually catch us on a few. Earth Splitter, they're trying to burst Fortune Soul. Tino's in with the damage from the right clicks and the Storm. He sucked it all away. And Rude didn't have enough to sustain with the Solar Guardian. And I think that just surprised the side of Neon a little bit there. I don't think Neon expected
Radiant's middle tower is
Execration
under
to
attack.
ever take a fight when their POS 1's dead on the map. And you're against Nagus. Like, their POS 1's dead and there's a Storm Aegis, and Execration decided to take a fight. I think it just
Radiant's bottom tower is under
caught
attack.
Neon completely off guard. And that was the only thing that saved them there.
Radiant's bottom tower
They
is
just had the burst to get through the Razor with... get through the Bloodseeker with the Razor running up the high ground. A little bit longer and Razor may have just been turned around on himself there when his BKB runs out. The Palos will go back to farming as the BKB, but needs so much more. He needs armor, he needs HP, he needs damage. This Alchemist is so far behind. Grievel's Greed will allow him to catch up, but still 4k behind with an Alchemist. Actually, Torrent catching Avatar mod there. Aegis still available for 50 seconds. And he's got a haste rune. Bob just sort of thinking about casting the X to maybe force some sort of move there, but realizes maybe not the wisest move considering he does have 2 lives at the moment. Shanks though. Oh, Shanks has determined something this game. He's going in for the Aghanim Scepter. So Elder Titan becomes spell immune for 2 seconds per affected enemy hero when the spirit returns. Storm jump in, gets over onto the Undying, but the Stomp does slow it down. And Ruse comes through, and it's just the TP out. We don't have detection. Oh, the damage will be there. Avatar mod, not that concerned about the X. So the invisible TP from that Shadow Amulet wasn't enough to save him. I thought maybe it was for a moment there on the Undying, but the AoE coming out from Storm was just a little bit too much. Look at him zip around. My goodness, when a Storm Spirit gets online with this Kyra and Sanj, got the Orchid as well, Soul Ring, sort of looks like he just zips around the entire map pretty freely. It's insane how much he can do. Now, and the amount of pressure he can apply to this Alchemist. If he gets zipped in on and doesn't get the BKB off, then Alchemist probably just dies. The other issue is if he gets zipped in on and he does get the BKB off, then what? Then what? You get the BKB off, the Storm just zips away. And goes, cool, you use BKB, I'll just zip away and wait, 6 seconds for it to run out, and they'll come and kill. Then they'll come and kill you. Storms are very, very scary where they get to this point in the game where they have a net worth lead, they have some core items online, and they're ahead of the opposition. That's when Storms are scary. They are like almost a win more hero. Link, Hex through onto the Kunkka. There's the Shackles, Solar Guardian coming through with the stun. BKB's there. Palace is trying to get some work done, but he's been ruptured. He has to try and run, but he gets bashed. Now on the high ground is the Tombstone. They're trying to force it down. Chen Hill comes out, Fortune Soul. He's cleaning up. He's got a lot of damage. The Thirst is making him move, run quickly. Tarmod pulls through Tino. Damage does come out. Shanks is trying to get the damage or something through, but it's not enough for his team. He does just TP away under the Stomp. So that is 4 for 2, and it's really a 2 that you're happy to trade on Neon. Bloodseeker and Avatar mod both survive and almost got the Lincoln Sphere. Fortune Soul with the Basher becoming really prevalent there. I think the Alchemist just tried to TP away. BKB didn't TP'd away and just immediately got bashed by Fortune Soul. So no more BKB TPs. The BKB doesn't even keep you safe now. That's how far ahead the Bloodseeker is. I mean, yeah, on the net worth graph, Alchemist has technically more gold, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
you have to understand, Alchemist needs so much more gold for his timing to work. Goes for the Blink, so quite an aggressive item and still instead of a defensive one. Maybe they want to use a smoke here. Use that unstable concoction to try and get a catch. Maybe Enru doesn't yet have the BKB. He does have it from the Starbreaker, the Shard. Bob grabs himself once again a haste rune.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under
Bob,
attack.
maybe he needs to scale himself. He's going for a Hex. He might just need a Daedalus. Get some damage to help out this Alchemist. Top lane. He's under the vision. Hex. That'll be the Shackles. Andrew follows up with the stun. Solar Guardian on top. BKB is actually popped. The Stomp follows through. There's an Earth Splitter catching Torrent. Boat. Oh, the turnaround from Execration. They find the stun onto the Chen as well. And C goes down. Ho ho ho! You thought you had Razor, but Tino, who just lived long enough to get the turnaround from his team, the stomp, that was just caught them off guard. Concoction will just explode. So even with those kills, they're still 5k ahead on Neon. So
Dire's top tower is under attack.
very, very strong. I have to say they did just stack their stuns a little bit there on the Razor. I think they maybe could have got the kill, but may have still died in return. We saw the combo that could come out if they get caught by this Echo Stomp. It's a 5-second sleep duration. You get the Earth Splitter through, throw a boat and torrent in on top, and it's a lot. Once again, I see he's going for Ags. This Elder Titan, he wants to have the hit, go in there and hit with the briefcase. And he's gone for the Astral Spirit attack damage and Astral Spirit move speed per hero. So he's definitely going for the right-clicking, jump in from Avatar Mod, catches over on the Undying. The Hex comes through as well. There's another Stomp. They don't have the spells to turn around this time. No Earth Splitter. How'd they get that catch, by the way? Avatar Mod has a gem. That's how. I say he was invisible and he was just hitting it. Didn't see any detection on the ground, so gem is up. But they buy back for this Roche fight, but it's too slow. Roche is already dead. They get the shard over on the Storm. Aegis on the Bloodseeker. I mean, Vincenzo, he buys back, but it's just still too slow. Storm will show. This time the Aegis goes on the Bloodseeker, not the Storm. Storm feeling very safe with the Lincoln Sphere, knowing he can't really get caught. And this smoke from Execration will really lead to nothing. I don't think they realize they could take it this quick. In fact, they want to go again. They double smoke up. They want this fight. The AC is ready on Alchemist. They feel like this is maybe their moment. 8k net worth down. They have to rely on the Alchemist to get the work done. Killing the Bloodseeker twice will be difficult if they can find Enru. That would be the catch, but Alice will show. So that's 2 smokes used. And really achieving nothing from Execration. They're desperate. And now the smoke comes out from Neon. Play hard. And get the Link Hex if needed. There it is. Lincoln's is popped. Lumicate comes out. Mass Serpent Wars are committed and they will be cleaned up. So with that, Neon will move back. That Lincoln saving the Razor right then. Bob close to the Hex. Maybe you could even buy out for it. Wretch has the gold. But I'm not sure he wants to have that all buyback. I mean, Roche is down, so you may as well just buy out. You're not going to be buying back for a Roche fight that doesn't exist. Fortune Soul's still hanging on to the Possessed Mask level 1. Zip. Just have a little look. Avatar Mob with the gem is so deadly. You can just deward the entire map. Any high ground, zip in, check, zip out. No threat at all on this Storm Spirit, particularly with the Lincolns. And a reasonable amount of HP, almost 2,500 HP there. He's actually a ward down. Play hard. He knows Tino's here. He's pinging him out. Storm, is he going to zip? He's from the mid lane. I think they're going to go for it. Play hard. There's a Storm. There's a... Actually going to try and TP, and there it is. Blink. Hex cancels it. Has a Shackles following up as well. Solar Guardian through on top with the stun and the damage, and it's too much. Execration, they'd smoked again out to this mid lane section, but there's just no one there. Their Razor is dead underneath their tier 2. That's 3 smokes have been used in the last like 3 minutes from Execration, and for absolutely no profit. And I think they're out. I think they're out of smokes. Yeah, not for another 2 minutes 32. I don't believe any are holding smokes at the moment. Certainly doesn't look like it. And they're onto the high ground. Glyph is popped. Neon. Forced back momentarily, but with this Chen, Mech plus the Wraith Pack, they have so much sustain, so much damage mitigation. It's hard to believe they could probably go, they could even die there. Fortune Soul, Aegis, minute 40. Well, maybe they might get one more chance with this next creep wave coming in to push, but it does look like they are moving away. Bob, this time not under the cover of smoke, will move out. Going to buy the Hex. He buys out. But there's a Hex available on Bob. It's going to have to be an impactful one. Maybe catching Enru or the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit has a Lincoln Sphere, so has to pop it. Pops with the X marks the spot. Follow up with the Hex, but then they still need another stun. And maybe the concoction to come out on top of it. Storm has to die. Fortune Soul, 1 minute on the Aegis. You don't want to fight now, Execration. You're 12k net worth down. Just stem the bleeding somewhat for the time being. You just have to wait. You can't kill Bloodseeker twice. That will be the death of you. Possibly in this game if you take a fight when this Aegis is about to expire. And they don't have any more smokes to move immediately once it does expire. So Execration, they've sort of backed themselves into a corner here. Playing around this mid tier 2, desperately trying to keep it alive because this tier 2 is the only thing that's allowing them to have any movement on the map right now. With both tier 2s dead on the side lanes, they are dead in the water with any movements out of the map, and Ward Vision is certainly in the control of Neon with the gem on the Storm Spirit avatar mod, just using that anytime he's anywhere near a high ground, just using that active, making sure he's dewarding anything around the map. And they're just not getting any joy on the map at the moment. They have a high ground ward here, but that won't last long. It's been pretty freshly planted. Once Storm comes over this side of the map again, that obs will probably be dewarded. Tino working towards the refresher. Refresher orb wanting to have double BKB, double Eye of the Storm. Shanks has the Aghanim Scepter, so with the briefcase, maxed out natural order, you can try and get in there and deal some damage. You'd love to have level 18 or even level 20 with that cleave. So 2 seconds per hero. So if you hit all 10, all 5, then that'd be a 10-second BKB, but it's pretty unlikely to hit all 5. I mean, 3's likely. 2 definitely, so you might get 4 seconds worth. The shard actually lets you to go to the place of the Echo Stomp, so that's pretty good as well once you get the Aghanim Scepter, just so you can get that damage out immediately. It's almost like a blink dagger. A blink dagger that connects with your stomp, so pretty decent. Wonder if he's going to go into like a Daedalus. Shanks, might be putting the team on his back this game, so I don't want to go to game 3. That gets a little bit sketchy. I want to make sure this is done now and done right. He's actually marking a Mask of Madness. He's not mucking around. He wants to be able to deal the damage. And it's no joke. The natural order, 100% base armor reduction, 100% base resist reduction. It's a lot. Can't muck around with that. You think about Bloodseeker, who is an Agi hero, so all of that armor, it won't exist. Look at Storm. The 17 armor won't exist. It will just be gone. When you're around that Elder Titan. Tino does get Blink, Hex, follow up. There is the pull and the Solar Guardian, and he's just dead. He may have had a moment there. Actually, they want to fight. There's a buyback available. They want to fight around this high ground. Coming in, they get the Hex, follow up stun. Can they burst down the Storm Spirit? The boat comes through with the Splitter on top, and now what are they going to do? Tombstones on the high ground. Actually finding a Fortune Soul. He is dead. BKB popped on Enru, but he can't stand against Palos. He's actually beating him down. Tino with the suck. They'll get the damage, and with the buyback on Tino, they turn around getting a triple kill. And 4 in the grave for Neon. They saw an opportunity. Storm came to deward this high ground with the gem, and they punished it. Popped the Hex and popped the Lincolns, and immediately got the Hex in on top, and then just dumped every single spell they had. And Execration, 7k net worth down. Glyph comes out from Neon. They're now pushing towards the base. There will be respawns reasonably soon. Keeping this catapult alive does make a difference. Abyssal is on Palos. 26k gold. He has been farming. Tino, Refresher Orb, close to being finished. Shanks as well in the middle of that fight, dealing out the damage. Huge Earth Split comes from. That's 50% of max HP as damage. Can't ignore that, and it pierces spell immunity. Get the racks and get out. And all of a sudden, Neon discover they're not that invincible in this game too. They remember that actually they're the ones on the chopping block here. Execration have won game 1, and the pressure returns. Execration, they take a sigh of relief. Quick movement here. TP's to the bottom lane. They want to catch. They find Tino, but the BKB comes out this time. There's a rupture. He's just running away outside of the duration of Enru, but the stun is there with the damage, the luminosity. They're going to try and punish. Stun being charged up over on the Avatar mod. Blink will come away. Actually catch with the torrent. Maybe if they'd known that, they might have committed. So, cheeky little movement there from Neon, coming straight back out to this outpost. I mean, I was just saying how they might start feeling a little bit nervous. That certainly didn't look like a nervous play to me. That looked like a quick, decisive move that they saw an opportunity and they took it. And now they're approaching the high ground of Execration. Playhard has the wards. C has all the heals available. Not quite level 18 yet on the Chen, so no Hand of God level 3. But the wards will be popped on the high ground. Avatar mod zips up, looking for anyone who might be hanging around in the area. Glyph comes out. They have to try and kill these wards. We'll go in. Bob will hit him. They can't be ignored in these fights. Rupture is up in 7 seconds, but the tier 3 tower is falling. They don't want to fight with that Tino. Enru links in. Doesn't actually get the Undying. The Glimmer Cape comes out fast enough. Ogre Seal Totem on the Dawnbreaker as well. Could actually impact. Hex onto the Kunkka. They've got on top of him. There's the damage. Earth Splitter comes through on 3. Shanks, he's going to come in. He might have the BKB in a moment. And Young Tong Kalos doesn't actually get the stun off with the BKB. Shanks, he's trying to fight up against Fortune Soul with that base armor reduction, but he can't do enough. His Palace is actually stunned now. Underneath the tier 4s, he's bashed. He's got no buyback. Stomp comes through again. Catching onto all 5. Shanks, he's going to try and fight. What can he do? Tino's here. He's getting in onto Playhard. That is 1 dead. 2 dead. Shanks, look at him go. He's bashed him down. That's 3. Oh, Shanks, he says, I'm putting the team on my back. Get on. And he kicks Neon out of the base. Tino with the respawn there and the refresher, giving Shanks the ability to go in there and just target down the heroes. Level 20, he's got the cleave and he's got the crit stick. He says, I'm the carry now.
Stupendous.
Vincenzo has the Force and Glimmer. So just everything to try and keep himself alive at the moment. Scouting out the Roche, we'll find that it's there. The flag bearer creep actually sitting in the pit. Aghanim Scepter Blessing. Oh. Oh. I mean, a Razor would love that. Already got the Torrent Storm. That's been purchased. Undying would love that as well. I think probably the Razor getting the Eye of the Storm upgrade. Strike 2 different units instead of 1. Of course, getting Structs as well. DD is spotted out. It's dangerous. There is a ward on the high ground. Zip comes through. He does grab the DD on Avatar mod. AC completed over on Enru as well. So this guy is no joke. Dawnbreaker, he's got level 20. The -1 hits for the Luminosity procs. Do you go for the Luminosity crit as well? Yeah, 15. And the Starbreaker swipe and smash damage. So he's all in. Actually, there's a fight breaking out. They caught the Shadow Shaman. They will pull back in the Chen, but with the buyback, they say that's enough. Execration will move away. Point being, if he gets to Starbreaker you with the AC and the Deso, you're probably going to die. And Rue will just deal that much damage to you. There is, I believe, there is an AC on Alchemist, so if they're not in the range of the AC, even the Alchemist himself just seemed to die so quickly. There's a flicker on the ground, don't leave it. Vincenzo pops down, Tombstone is hexed up, but I think the rest of his team might just be leaving him to die. He's out for 100 seconds. Tombstone will be farmed, and into the Rosh Pit they go. Vincenzo was just sold out by his team. He thought maybe if he gets the Tombstone off and the ultimate, his team might be able to turn around, but wasn't so. Sending it into the pit. But the Aegis, the Roche, Aegis claim. Roche is down. Look how quickly that occurred, and it's a blessing on the Storm Spirit. Electric Vortex is now AoE, 475 AoE. It's a mini black hole. Actually, in comes Tino with the BKB. They're on to play hard. He's just TPing out, and they don't have enough. Pressure is available if they want to turn around and fight, but without the Undying and Palace popping the Chemical Rage, I think they just want to run. Neon will give them the space, but they've drawn the picture. Surprised they let him get away there after they committed the first BKB on the Razor. Tino does get very good stats on the Razor. You get the 9 agility, 14 strength, 0.1 second, Eye of the Storm, strike interval. They're good talents. 3000 HP, has a Cloak of Flames as well. Wants to be a little bit more survival. Everything just to keep alive a little longer in these fights. Bob completed the Hex and the Ags and going in for Refresher. So going for more of a control Hunker. Doesn't want to have the Daedalus. In fact, he's probably realized that Shanks this game, he's got the damage. If the right clicks are there from Shanks, they can do it. And Tino. He just wants to have the control to allow Tino and Shanks to get the job done. Alice has enough physical damage as well. They're grabbing up a Havoc Hammer. There's a reasonable amount of burst to Havoc Hammer as well, if you are a strength hero.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Vincenzo puts the sentry down. Will probably be scouted out. They have another gem.
Middle tower has fallen.
Secondary gem. Zip bottom on just the creep wave. A secondary gem hasn't been purchased up, so it is still just the gem on the side of Execration. 3 minutes and 5 on this Aegis. I think they're going to come high ground. There's dropping the Mass Serpent's wards. It is on the racks. It's already lost a tower, so they might just let it fall. Zip in. They catch 4 with the follow-up Solar Guardian. Oh no, it's a disaster in the base. 4 are dead. The buyback comes out from Alchemist. Earth Splitter's there. Shanks is trying to do it, but the bash. He's healing up Fortune's Soul, and Shanks this time it's not enough. It's not enough. Avatar mod with the huge catch. There's a glyph. Titan buys back. But it's 2v5 against Cheese and Aegis. And what are you going to do now?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fortune Soul is onto the tier 4s.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Actually does get the Aegis down. X. Play hard. Pops the BKB. Shanks has got no way to help him. Doesn't have the splitter. We'll just try and hit through on play hard, but no. He'll die as well. That'll be GG. So we are going to a game 3 between Execration and Neon as the Ancient falls. Neon taking game 2.